Hello and welcome everyone. It is time for Jim Comics Top Picks for New Comic Book Day this upcoming Wednesday, November 27th, 2024. Hope you're doing well, that you got the books you were looking for this past week. There were some good ones in there. We've got a really good week coming this week. Just a reminder that you are all awesome, so don't ever forget that. But I have a warning, or not a warning, but a suggestion. You need to go into your bank or call your bank, talk to the manager, and explain to them that you will be having a massive amount of money leaving your account next week. Because there is a lot of really good books, and holy cow, to try and get them all it's going to be a big week. Your wallet is literally just going to disintegrate in your hands, so you're going to have to go buy yourself a new wallet. And call your credit card company because you'll need a new card, because that's just going to melt and disintegrate as well. So we'll get into what I'm looking at for next week. I've got some FOC stuff down the road. Seems like people like that, so I'm going to try and do that. I talked about a couple of them in the past, but it's just kind of a reminder on a couple of them and some new stuff that you can't even pre-order yet, so we'll get into that. I just want to touch on Wolverine #3 that just came out. I read that, and I have to say I was a little disappointed in Marvel with their whole solicitation, saying it was a key issue and new villain and all that other stuff. I mean, we did have some things happen with that gold blob that showed up in issue #1. Looks like it's bonding with all the adamantium in different characters, so we'll see where it goes. Probably at the end of the day, it's going to merge into one giant character. I don't know. Who knows what that's going to be, and who knows when that's going to be. Probably going to drag this out for for a year before we actually get to see the character. But anyways, we'll see what happens with that. I thought it was okay, but not anywhere near as big a book as I thought it was going to be. But hey, wish I could be right all the time. Anyways, we're going to get into what I'm looking at this week. Oh boy, we got some good books. I'm going to start with some indies. There's only a few of them. From Dark Horse, we got the Carlisle School for Kings #2, just the one cover. I haven't received my issue #1 yet, because of course Canada Post, our national postal service, went on strike and everything's delayed now, and half the books I ordered, who knows when they're going to show up now. But anyways, I've got that one coming, but #2 is out this week. That's it from Dark Horse. From Scout, we got Snaps #1. This kind of looks interesting. It's got a guy with a camera can only pick up these entities that are killing and eating people. Kind of reminds me of, oh crap, what was the movie with, oh shit, I can't, They Live, with Roddy Piper, where you could only see him when he was wearing his glasses, but same kind of idea, but only with a camera. That's out this week. One that I'm really kind of excited for, this one I think is kind of flown under the radar, is it's called The Stitches #1. It's put out by Keenspot, but it's Ex-Posse Holdings is the actual, I guess they were a music company, and now they're doing comics. But apparently, now I got to take this with a grain of salt, because first off, they're saying it's in development with Sony Entertainment. So what that means, I don't know. But it sounds like they're creating a universe for these different characters and stuff. So we'll see where it goes. But it's absolutely worth the gamble to pick one up at cover price if you can find that. There's a whole bunch of really nice covers for this too. I'm really surprised. I haven't heard anything about it. So there's kind of these. Basically, there's this group, a gang, I guess. They're fighting these monsters from the Blood World. And then there's a character called Papa Duke, who's the ruler of the Blood World. Sounds like we're going to get first appearance of him in this book. And then he's going to have his own series that comes out in January. I'll talk about that at the end. But this one looks really good. I'm picking that. I already talked to my shop, and he's bringing a copy in for me. It's a $5.99 cover price, but I'm willing to throw a few dollars at it, especially if that one blows up. But anyways, I don't sell comics, so it doesn't matter. It's just kind of nice to have one blow up. Anyways, it looks like a good story, and the art looks really good too. So that's it from indies. From DC, holy cow, DC's got some books out this week. We've got Absolute Batman #1, the 3rd print. There's your regular cover. There's blank covers, foil covers, incentive covers. You know, the usual. I'm getting A and the foil for this one. I've got the 2nd print and now the 3rd print. I'll talk about, there's a 4th print that was announced. I'll mention that at the end. Absolute Wonder Woman #1. The second print is out. Again, bunch of covers for that one. These Absolute titles are just so good. And then we've got Absolute Wonder Woman #2. Just the #2 is out, and there's a whole bunch of covers for that. There's some really nice covers in there. Same for the second print. There's just some good covers in all of those. Just get what you want, but I highly recommend you pick them up, especially the second, third, fourth, when the fourth come. Anyways, all those covers come out. We've got Absolute Wonder Woman Noir #1, and that's where you usually get your blank, or your A cover, your blank, and the Virgin. For some reason, the Batman blank was delayed a week. I don't know if that's going to happen with this as well, but I'm picking that up. So that's it for the Absolute titles. That's all those are good. Then we've got a reboot of Green Arrow, starting with this Green Arrow #18 out this week. I haven't bought Green Arrow in probably since the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. But we got a new creative team behind this. There is a new serial killer called the Freshwater Killer. Now I don't know if he's going to show up in this issue, but I'm going to talk about issues 19 and 20 that come out in January of next year, December and January, because you're probably going to get, if you don't get the Freshwater Killer in this, you're going to get him in 19 and 20, because he's on the cover of 20, so he could be showing up in 19, and he looks really cool. I'll show that at the end. So that is out this week. We've got Justice League Unlimited #1. I mentioned this a while back in one of my other previous FOC things. A whole bunch of covers for this. I like cover A. I'm getting a couple copies of cover A, and I really like Jim Lee's got a color cardstock cover, regular price cover. It might be a little bit more. I think it's $5.99 or $6.99 or whatever, but it's got Batman and Hush on the cover. Then there's also a black and white 1/100 of that same cover, and this has I said in my pre FOC one a while back that it was a preview. Usually a preview is what they do is they just give you the first few pages of whatever title in this, and then when the actual comic launches, those same pages are in the actual comic. But this sounds like it's actual prelude, so it sounds like you're going to get some new stuff in this, which will lead into the Batman Hush 2 storyline. And if you get a new character that shows up in here, then this would technically be a first appearance. So this could be a big book, because there's a ton of covers for this. So yeah, I mentioned that before. I hope you got that one pre-order, because that looks like it's going to be a really good one. We've also got Nightwing 120. I really enjoyed 119. Talked about that a while back. Had that new villain show up. Also, the gang members and stuff had first appearances, so it's going to be interesting to see where this goes, and a really good artwork of this too, so I'm looking forward to continue reading that. That's it from DC, and holy crap, is there a lot of good stuff there. From Marvel, we've got Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes, the special, the one-shot #1. Second print is out this week, so that looks like a good one too. We've got Incredible Hulk 19. This is the 800th issue, legacy issue for Incredible Hulk, so it's going to be a little thicker book, have a few other stories and stuff in it, but we'll see what happens with Charlie in that. Boy, that looks good. There's a really nice, there's a whole bunch of covers again. There's cover A I'm getting. There's a really nice Woods cover, which you'll see on the screen. There's also a Virgin, I believe it's a 1/100, which of cover A. So, there's just so many good books this week. We got Spider-Boy 13. You got a bunch of covers for this. It's your first full appearance of Hulkit, the female, young female Hulk character. I'm just getting cover A as well as the Bagley spoiler variant. I mentioned that in my FOC one. I think that spoiler variant's going to be a good one to have. She did have a cover appearance about a year ago for She-Hulk #1, the New Champions. I mentioned that a while back. So that's technically her first cover appearance, but she didn't appear in the book. So this is first full appearance in book. So this is a good one to get. Venom War #5 is out. Bunch of covers for that. I just really like the Warhorse cover. It's a Clayton Crane cover. It's not the first appearance of Warhorse or anything. I just like that cover. I like Clayton Crane stuff. He does nice stuff. We've also got West Coast Avengers relaunching again, another volume of that with number 1. There's a whole bunch of covers. Art Journ's got a couple really nice covers. There's a Trade and a Virgin, which is an incentive, of course. So if that's something you're into, I'm not going to be buying that. Like, I bought West Coast Avengers in the past, and that series just, I don't know, it's not my thing, but letting you know what's there. So yeah, my picks this week, boy, we got a lot of them. We got Justice League Unlimited number 1. I can't stress enough how much I think this is going to be a good one. Got Prelude for Hush. You got a couple Jim Lee covers. I highly recommend you pick up cover A and one of those Jim Lees. I'm not getting the scented one. I'm just getting the color one, but I'm going to want that one in my collection for sure, because that will lead, like I say, is a prelude into Hush 2 storyline, which starts next year. So really good. Absolute Batman number 1, the 3rd print. That's definitely a pick this week. Get that. I'm getting A and the foil for that one. Got Absolute Wonder Woman number 1, the 2nd print. Another good one. We've got Spider-Boy 13. Your first full appearance of Hulkit and Hulklet. I think it should be Hulklet, but anyways, Hulkit. I'm getting that Bagley spoiler variant for sure. That's the one I think is the one to get. A couple honorable mentions. We've got Incredible Hulk 19, which is issue 800, legacy issue. We got Green Arrow 18, the Freshwater Killer. I don't know if he's showing up in this, he or she, but that's who the serial killer is. And like I say, it's a whole new creative team. So whenever a new creative team comes in, they always start out with a bang. We also got Absolute Wonder Woman Noir number 1. Like, oh boy, get your wallets ready, folks. This is a big week. So coming down the road, a few things you're going to want to get. I just talked about Green Arrow number 19. You'll see that on the screen. That comes out December 25th. So if that Freshwater Killer does not show up in this, likely that character is going to show up in 19, because issue 20, which you'll now see on the screen, has the Freshwater Killer on the cover, and man, that looks like a really cool character. That comes out January 22nd, 2025. So number 20 is a good one, whether that's the first appearance or not, just because it's a cover appearance, and it's a great cover, so I'm pre-ordering that for sure. I just posted about this yesterday. They just announced Absolute Batman number 1 is going to a 4th print. As usual, there's a whole bunch of covers, regular covers, foil covers, incentive covers, blank covers. You get whatever you want, but it's a really short order window. I think today is actually the cutoff. They just announced it yesterday. I knew this was going to happen. They were going to start giving these short order windows. That comes out December 25th, so less than a month. So if that's something you want, call your shop, which is what I mentioned in my post, and let them know you want that. So we got Amazing Spider-Man 68 that comes out February 19th. You still got lots of time to order that. That's a Gleason cover. Not as nice as some of his stuff, but that is a nice cover. I like that one. This is just a friendly reminder for Ultimate Wolverine. You're getting your first cover appearance of Ultimate Wolverine on Ultimate Universe 1 year in, the spoiler variant. You'll see that on the screen. That comes out December 11th. I mentioned that a while back when you could pre-order, so hopefully you pre-ordered that one, because I think that'll be a really good one. And it sounds like you're going to get a full appearance of him in the book, or at least a cameo. And then Ultimate Wolverine number 1 launches January 15th, 2025. And I think just like Ultimate Spider-Man became one of those books, because Wolverine is Wolverine and Spider-Man are kind of the two, in my opinion, two top characters from Marvel. I think that one will do well, so that's definitely one I've got pre-ordered, and I know most of you probably do as well. This is one I kind of left on a cliffhanger because I'm waiting for from Nick from Key Collector. He's mailing me a couple books, but as I mentioned, our Canada Post is on strike and everything else, so who knows when I'm going to get it, but I want to talk about it because it looks like such a killer book. It's called Planet Death. And it launches in March of next year, so you can't even order it yet, so don't stress about it. But if you Google it, you'll be able to see some images and everything else. They've got a bunch of exclusives that have been dropped at Baltimore Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, New York Comic Con, a bunch of that. So there are like ashcan versions of this book, of the comics out there. You'll see that on the screen. And a cool thing they're doing is they're also dropping these 100, so they're 100 exclusive comics, but each one has an individual cover, so it's like a one of one for these 100 at each of these I hope Nick is supposed to be sending me one of those, and I'll show it to you when I get it. But boy, if you can find one of those, I highly recommend it. And part of the reason is the story sounds really good. So it's like a bunch of space marines go to this planet to destroy a weapon, and everybody gets killed except one guy who has to go and kill everybody, which sounds a lot like John Wick in space. And the reason for that is because the creator of it is Derek Kolstad, and he's the creator of John Wick movies and the Nobody movies, which they're making a second one. So you've got some pretty big people behind this. Robert Venditti is the writer, along with Derek Kolstad. They're collaborating on it. And Thomas Giurello is doing the artwork, and you'll see the artwork on the screen. It's just stunning artwork. Holy crap. I love his artwork. And he's done a bunch of work for DC. He's done Conan books, Star Wars books, Exo-Man of War. He's kind of got a distinct style. If you've read Exo-Man of War, you'd recognize the artwork. But that doesn't go on sale until March. But like I say, there are some exclusives to the Comic Con, from the previous Comic Cons, I should say, and some of the upcoming ones will have it too. So that is something, boy, just pay attention for Planet. If you can get some of the exclusives and you want to drop the money on it, great. But if not, wait till you can pre-order issue number 1. That'll be roughly January that you'll be able to pre-order it. Highly, highly recommend that. That looks really good. And like I say, because of the people behind it, boy, you just imagine if they start doing John Wick in space. Boy, that would be awesome. I love John Wick. It's one of my favorite guys and favorite movie franchises. So, and I mentioned Stitches earlier. This Papa Duke #1 comes out January 22nd, 2025. So that is, like I say, a character that sounds like is showing up in Stitches out this coming week. And he's going to have his own series launching in January 2025. And this Stitches is only 3 issues. It's a 3-issue, 3-part miniseries. So, yeah, I definitely am getting that. So, there you go. I don't know how long that video is, but it felt like there was just so much stuff. Man, I can't tell you, right now is such a good time to be collecting. And this week, holy crap, like I say, just get ready, because it's a big one. So take care, everyone. Happy hunting. Hope to get you get the books you want next week. I will talk to you later in the week. Bye for now.